Hello, everyone. Good evening from this part of the world. Thank you so much for joining my live, Gracie, and thank you for the thumbs up. So, on today's live, please, if you're joining, please give me a thumbs up. There is a button pointing that a thumb is pointing upwards. That's the like button. Please click on it. And then if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you all so much. On today's live, so what I'll be doing is I will always come on here and then talk to you, maybe discuss whatever I want to discuss with you. So when you're watching the replay, you could be able to ask me questions in the comment section, and then whenever I come on, I'll go ahead and then reply you instead of coming here and keeping mute waiting for some of you to join in. So without wasting much of your time, today I want to talk about protein treatment. Now, sorry if you're hearing any noise, I'm with my baby here, so please pardon me. So today I'm about to share with you today I'm here to share with you why your hair may be shedding. Okay, you may have tried everything right, you may have been doing everything right, and your hair keeps shedding, all right, and you don't know the cause of that. So I want you to know that there is something called protein treatment, and then you should be doing that. Growing your hair or caring for your hair is beyond using herbs on your hair, all right. There are some certain things you should be doing to your hair to help your hair withstand breakage and shedding. So if you notice your hair feeling weak, just know that, and you've not done protein treatment for a while, so just know that you need to do your protein treatment, all right. So if you're combing your hair and you don't see the root tip of your hair strands maybe falling on the floor, and you're just seeing some short hairs, maybe your hair in pieces, you're just seeing your hair, you're not seeing the root tip, just know that your hair needs protein. So how do you give your hair protein? Fine, there is something we call porosity levels, all right. If your hair could be high in porosity, your hair could be low in porosity, your hair could be moderate or medium porosity. So our hair is made up of 90% of protein, and the protein in our hair is known as keratin. So automatically our hair is made up of 90% of keratin. So our hair is made up of 90% of keratin. So this keratin gets depleted as we comb our hair, as we manipulate our hair, and as we put tension on our hair. So this keratin gets depleted. Okay, so what are you supposed to do? I'm so sorry if you're hearing any noise in the background. That's because I have my baby here, all right. So he's just cranky and I just have to stay with him here. So that keratin in your hair, the type of protein in our hair is keratin, all right. So as you manipulate your hair, as you treat your hair, as you do all manner to your hair, that protein, which is keratin, gets depleted. And what did I say? I said that our hair is made up of 90% of keratin. So once that keratin gets depleted, you need to patch it up. You need to augment that, just like you would take supplements. Maybe your body is lacking in some supplements, so the same thing applicable to your hair. So you need some form of keratin in your hair. When that keratin gets depleted, so how do you know that this keratin is depleted? That's when you experience excessive shedding, breakage in your hair. That's when you know that your hair, um that keratin is depleted. And what do? You just go ahead and buy protein treatment on the market. So we have DIY protein treatment like the eggs, mayo, and the rest. So if you're just a beginner, I advise you buy this um, protein treatment sold on the market. So the protein treatment sold on the market, they are hydrolyzed. So the molecules of the DIY protein treatment, they are too large for your hair to assimilate. So what do? You buy the ones sold on the market. We have like the Afro G, we have the ORS protein treatment. There are brands that sell these protein treatment. So what you just do is to buy them and then apply it on your hair. How do you apply it on your hair? Before you apply protein treatment on your hair, you have to first of all shampoo your hair and then apply your protein treatment. And then whenever you want to apply your protein treatment, make sure that your protein treatment basically will double up for your deep conditioner and then your protein treatment. Then you apply your protein treatment section by section. So after the application, you cover up your hair and then wait for the protein treatment to penetrate your hair. If you have this heat cap, go ahead and then cover up your hair and then wait for the protein treatment to absorb, really get absorbed into your hair. Then after 30 minutes, go ahead and rinse off that protein treatment. Proceed to moisturizing your hair and then styling. So this protein treatment is very, very important for us natural, all right, because the bonds in between our kinky coils, they are very fragile. So you need to patch up your hair cuticles. You need to provide your hair with protein to give your hair that toughness it needs to withstand shedding and breakage. So if you're experiencing a lot of shedding and breakage and you've not done protein treatment for a while, go ahead and do your protein treatment. That's going to help you, all right? That's going to help your hair withstand the shedding and breakage. If your hair is weak, it's going to break off, it's going to shed a lot. So you have to, all right, do your protein treatment. And how can you get protein treatment done on your hair? I, for instance, my hair is low in porosity. So since I know that my hair is low in porosity, I already know in my head that my hair is protein sensitive. So if you're out there and your hair is low in porosity, just know that your hair is protein sensitive. And what do? So you be mindful of the products you apply on your hair. So when getting your products like your leave-in conditioners, your shampoos, and what have you, just make sure that this product does not have too much of protein in it. Just go through the ingredients, make sure that this product doesn't have too much of protein in it so that you don't run into protein overload. So if your hair is low in porosity, you give your hair little protein over a period of time. I, for one, I do my protein treatment every 3 months. So I have a journal or a diary like so here where I write. I'm so sorry, it has gathered dust. So this is my diary. I just write whatever I'm doing to my hair. You can just get a jotter, whatever you're doing to your hair. If you apply protein treatment, so and so date, or you can just use the app on your phone, the note app on your phone to record whatever you're doing to your hair. So let's take for instance, I apply my protein treatment today, being the 9th of February. So I'm going to be applying my protein treatment, say May, on the 9th of May 2024. So you have to keep track. You have to do that on a schedule. Because my hair is protein sensitive, I'm not expected to give my hair protein every time. if my deep conditioner contains protein, I'm not supposed to use that, because the more I use that, my hair will run into protein overload. Sometimes some of you give your hair too much of protein, and when it starts to shed so much, you attribute it to maybe the herbs that you use, or the water, or whatever that you may be using on your hair. That's as a result of protein overload. If your hair is loaded with protein, you can have your hair shedding, all right, so much than normal, all right. So what are you supposed to do? Give your hair protein on on a routine. Just get a diary like so, or maybe a hair journal, and then be documenting whatever you're doing to your hair. So if your hair is high in porosity, that's protein loving, all right. High porosity hair loves protein. So what are you supposed to do? You give your hair protein of as often as possible. Not every time though. Not every time you wash your hair, you are applying protein on your hair. No. How are you supposed to give your hair protein when your hair is high in porosity? So you could just do protein treatment every month. So every month you just document it. Every month that you're washing your hair, you could just apply your protein treatment. All right. High porosity is protein loving. Low porosity is sensitive to protein. So like I was saying, for those of you that are just joining us, I'm just trying to explain to you what could be happening to your hair, or why your shedding keeps occurring. Some of you go ahead and barb your hair thinking that maybe if you barb your hair, your your hair horrors or your hair issues will stop. No. Some of you will be balding. The next thing you will do is to go and barb your hair. That's not nice, all right, because you've not solved the problem. All right, if your hair needs protein, you have to give it protein. Okay, it's not for you to go and barb your hair. You're not supposed to go and barb your hair without solving the root cause of your problem. If your hair is lacking in protein, maybe the protein, the keratin in your hair has depleted, what are you supposed to do? You have to replenish that by getting protein treatment done on your hair. Like I was saying, from inception of this video, I was trying to explain to you that your hair needs protein to thrive. Okay, it is that protein in your hair that gives your hair the toughness it needs to withstand all the shedding and breakage, all those shenanigans that happens that you don't like. All right, when your hair is weak, what happens? It starts to break off, it starts to shed. All right, so try to keep up with your protein treatments, just as you keep up with washing your hair. Whenever your scalp feels itchy, you rush to the bathroom and then shampoo your hair. The same thing applicable to protein. Your hair is made up of 90% of protein, so your hair really needs this protein to thrive. So you have to get protein treatment based on your hair porosity. All right, if your hair is low in porosity, you have to know that your hair is protein sensitive. Know that your hair is sensitive to protein. So what do? You give your hair protein in moderation. And then if your hair is high in porosity, it simply means that your hair is protein loving. So you give your hair protein often. That is what will help your hair to withstand shedding and breakage. I'm not saying that your hair is not going to shed. I'm not saying that your hair is not going to break. Get me right. It is normal for your hair to shed, okay, at least 100 strands a day. But when it is more than that, that's when there is a problem. Something is really wrong somewhere. So what are you supposed to do? You have to start calculating. Check your journal, hair journal, to be sure that your hair has protein, has an adequate amount of protein. Okay, so not getting protein treatment could be the reason why your hair sheds so much, could be the reason why your hair is breaking off. So I'm tired of hearing some of you saying that your hair was not doing well, or your hair was stagnant, and then you have to chop off your hair. You have to get your big chop again. So if you have issues with your hair, try to find out the root cause of the problem before you barb your hair. Okay, it could be as a result of you not getting sometimes you start losing hair on your temples. Okay, some of you start balding on your temples. There are a lot of factors, there are a lot of things that could cause that. It could be that you're deficient your zinc you're deficient in zinc, because where your body is lacking in zinc supplements, you start losing hair on your temples. Okay, there are a lot of factors that can cause that. So it is just for you to sit down, think, and pinpoint what your problem is. Some of you may be losing hair on your edges, you may be balding. You attribute it to products, you can attribute it to one thing or the other, not knowing that there are a lot of things that can cause that. Postpartum hair loss can cause that. If you recently have a baby, expect your hair to shed, because while you were pregnant, there are a lot of things, your body, your hormones were just everywhere. So as you give birth, your body will try to adjust. Okay, a lot of things happen to women when when you conceive, when you give birth, the hormones will start shooting up and down. Okay, so it is normal for you to shed, for your hair to shed. It is normal for your hair to be bald um when you're experiencing your postpartum, during your postpartum. Okay, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to be patient, and then do one or two things that can help minimize or to slow down the postpartum issues that you may be experiencing. It could be the water that you're using in your residence. It could be anything. Okay, so please, I'm tired of hearing people coming to my DM telling me, Dima, my hair started misbehaving and I had to barb my hair. Okay, I had to get a big chop because my hair was misbehaving. You've not solved the problem. Try to solve the problem, because you just might revive the hair. Okay, if you get to the root cause of a problem, just as I'm teaching you protein treatment today, some of you don't know about protein treatment. Some of you don't know that it is imperative that as a natural, relaxed, you should get protein treatment, because our hair is made up of 90% of protein. So you can imagine. So your hair needs protein to thrive. Okay, in as much as it also needs moisture to thrive. So get protein treatments. How are you supposed to check whether your hair is low or high in porosity? I know that's the next question some of you are going to ask me, because you need to know your hair porosity before you can start doing protein treatment on your hair. All right. So some people use their glass cup. Just get a get a see-through glass, like so, glass that you can see. This is my candle, but just get a glass like so, fill it up with water. Okay, this test is not valid, but there are ways to run this test, but it's very, very simple. So you could just wash your hair after shampooing your hair on your wash day. You could just pick a strand from different sections of your hair. I'm not saying you should get your hair in clumps, or just get plenty of your hair strands. No, about 3 or 4. Maybe you could just get one from your edges, get one from your crown section, get one from your nape, and then pour some water in a glass cup like so, a see-through glass, and then put your hair. Make sure, because water, don't just pluck your hair and dip in water thinking you've done the test. No, you have to shampoo your hair. Because why? Because oil floats in water. Okay, so if your hair has oil from moisture, like now, I moisturize my hair today after bathing. I had to moisturize my hair. As you can see, my hair is looking all moisturized. I can't do that test because my hair have got products in it. So you could just pluck your hair, different section, just like I mentioned earlier, and then get a glass cup, pour some water in it, and then put like 4 strands of hair. Please do not pack all your hair. Maybe after combing your hair, you pack all the hair and then put in your glass cup thinking that you've done that test, porosity test. No, you just need about 4 strands of hair. Put it in your water, allow it on your tabletop like so. I don't know if you can see, like so. Just allow it on your tabletop to sit for 30 minutes to an hour. Check if your hair still floats. It means that your hair is high in porosity. And then if it sinks, it means that your hair is low in porosity. And if it's at the middle, it means that your hair is medium porosity. Okay, so you could just read up on Google, just search how to know my hair porosity on Google search. You're going to read a lot. Another test is product test or water test. If you're just washing your hair, just like my hair is very dry, my hair, I for one, I've got low porosity. My hair is low in porosity. Okay, sorry, I made a mistake. If your hair is floating on the water, it means that your hair is high in porosity and is low in porosity. And if it sinks in the water, it means that your hair is high in porosity. And if it's at the middle, know that your hair is medium porosity. Please let me correct that. So just like another test is, just like my hair is very dry right now, not very dry because I moisturized it. So if your hair is like so, and then you enter shower, or probably you just sprinkle water on your hair and you see beads of water on your hair, instead of the water to penetrate your hair, the water is just basically sitting on your hair, just know that your hair is low in porosity. So you could just go on Google and then read up. There are a lot of articles online you can read about porosity. Just know your porosity level. Mine is low in porosity. You can just check, and yours might be high or low in porosity. It doesn't matter. So you just need this to know um how to get your protein treatments done. Okay, so that's basically what I came on here to share with you. I intended to be on live for like 30 minutes, and then this is about 23 minutes plus, let's just say 25 minutes. I've been on live for 25 minutes. I'll be coming on often, frequently late these days, to teach you one or two online, and also for us to interact. Okay, I basically came on here to talk to you about protein treatment because I know that a lot of you don't do protein treatments. Most of you don't do this, and it is very important. Okay, it is very important, especially for those of you that are shedding. Okay, if you try doing this, if you want to start doing your protein treatment, please do not start with DIY, because we have eggs, we have mayo, we have avocados. These are DIY protein treatments. Okay, but as a starter, if you're just starting out, you should just get the store-bought ones because they are hydrolyzed. What do I mean by hydrolysis? Hydrolysis is basically the breakdown of large molecules of a substance like protein into smaller molecules that our hair can assimilate. Okay, so get the store-bought one because they've been hydrolyzed. The DIY ones like the eggs, the mayo, those ones are large. Not that they don't work, they do work, but I rather you start with the store-bought ones. As you progress, you can just maybe start putting in DIY here and there, because I know a lot of you following me, you guys are DIY lovers just like me. I do DIY protein treatment, okay? It works for me, but people say that it doesn't work for them. I see people writing out there, yeah, eggs, boil your eggs and eat. It works for me, okay? If I use eggs on my hair, I rarely shed, okay? That's the truth. I don't know. So if you're just a starter, if you're just starting, please start with store-bought protein treatment. We have the Afro G protein treatment. We've got the ORS. There are a lot of brands out there that sell protein treatment, but I highly recommend two steps Afro G two-step protein treatment, okay, or the ORS, whichever you can afford. They've been hydrolyzed and they are okay, they are good for your hair. So you will definitely see the effects. If your hair problem, if your shedding is as a result of um protein treatment, maybe the protein in your hair have been depleted, like I told you earlier, that if as you style your hair, as you manipulate your hair, you start losing protein, just like collagen in our system. Once this collagen starts to deplete, collagen is also protein in our body, okay? Our body is made up of collagen. Once it starts to deplete, okay, you start seeing so many common signs of aging, just like from 20 years upwards, the collagen levels in our system starts to deplete. That is why I usually advise people to take supplements, okay? Take supplement, because from 20 years upwards, this collagen level that your body naturally produces starts to deplete. And once it starts to deplete, you start seeing, some people start seeing that they were, that growing up their hair was used to be thick, full and long, and as they are growing, their hair starts to um, get limp and then look sparse or start thinning out. So it could be as a result of collagen depletion in your system. You see why it is good for you to eat right. And please, if you're not the type like we Africans that swallow akpu basically almost every day, okay, we swallow apple. So we Africans, if you know you get balanced diet, my sister, take supplements. We have a lot of them out there. Please, I'm promoting my online store. I sell collagen supplements at New Cell NG. Please come and patronize me, okay? I'm always talking about this. So that's by the way. It is important for you to take a supplement, okay, especially if you're advancing in age, you're on your second ladder, sorry, third, okay, second ladder, that's 20s, 30s, 40s. We now call it second ladder, third ladder, fourth ladder. So if you're in your third ladder, from second ladder, please start taking supplements, okay? I've digressed enough, okay? So you need to be getting your protein treatment, okay? I think I should wrap up this lesson because I'm done. I just came to share with you one of the reasons or what may be causing your shedding. If I start asking you people, when last did you do protein treatment, you will tell me that you've never even heard of it. Okay, so our hair is made up of 90% of protein, and the protein in our hair is known as keratin. Okay, so as it gets depleted, our hair starts to shed. As we manipulate our hair, that's how we are losing this protein. So what are you supposed to do? You have to replenish it by getting protein treatment on your hair. Okay, and how are you going to know that the when to do this protein treatment? You have to know your hair porosity. Okay, if your hair porosity is low, that means your hair is protein sensitive. You get protein treatment done on your hair every 2 to 3 months, or every 2 2 months, every 3 3 months. And if your hair is high in porosity, just know that your hair is protein loving. So you need to get protein treatment done on your hair every month. Okay, because your cuticles are damaged, they are wide open, and you need to patch it up, all right, by getting protein treatment done on your hair. Okay, on your routine, on a routine. So you have to, like I mentioned, you need this kind of book to document all you're doing to your hair. Okay, so that's basically it. When you get that protein treatment done, you will notice that your shedding will reduce drastically. Like, your hair shedding will reduce when you get protein treatment done on your hair. Your hair shedding will definitely reduce. If you're the type your hair that your hair is shedding so much, try to get protein treatment done on your hair. That could be the culprit why your hair is shedding so much. So that's basically it. If you can see me, if you're just joining the live, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't. I know that um I know that some of you will be watching the replay, and I'll be in the comment section. You guys already know how we do it on this channel and the other channel. Let's keep this conversation popping. I expect you to ask me a lot of questions in the comment section. I've once shared the two types of protein treatment there is on my other channel. I shared the DIY and I shared the store-bought one. I demonstrated how I applied it on my hair, and then I spoke a lot about it. So you can just head over to that channel and then watch it. So whichever works for you, go ahead and start doing protein treatment on your hair. There are lots to be done um, to our hair than using just herbs. Okay, there are a lot, just like I'm speaking to you about this protein treatment. So there are a lot to be done to our hair other than just using herbs. All right, so that's basically it for today's class. Like I told you, I'll be coming on live often on this channel for us to be interacting. Okay, so if you have your questions and you're still online listening, please ask away. Before I go, I would love to entertain some questions before I go. And then if you're watching the replay, please feel free to drop your questions in the comment section and I'll definitely reply. All right, so I'm just going to wait for about 2 minutes and then answer your questions. Please, if you're okay, if your hair is floating on water, it means that your hair is low in porosity. All right, and if your hair is at the bottom of the water, it means that your hair is high in porosity. And if it's at the middle, it means that your hair is medium porosity. I hope you guys understood everything that I've shared on today's live. So before you do that test, make sure you're using a see-through glass like so. I have my candle in this glass, but those glass cup you use to drink, or those glass cup you don't use for anything, you can just pick your hair strands and then put in the water. So that's basically it for today's live, and I'm still waiting for your questions. I don't know if my network is clear today. I'll just wait for 2 minutes before I go, so that if you're live and would want to ask me some questions, um, I would like to answer that before I leave. Even if you're watching the replay, please remember to give me a thumbs up. Very, very important. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't. I intentionally want to share this on those channels. I intentionally want to be coming on live often on those channels, simply because this channel is just growing. I know if I do this on the other channel, I'll see a lot of you. That's why I'm not mad at it. I just want to share whatever I want to share, and then when you, I know definitely some of you will come on to watch the replay. So please, if you're here for the replay, do not forget to give us a thumbs up and then subscribe to the channel. So since I can't see any question on my screen, so I have to go. All right, I have a lot of things to do. um okay. Okay. Gracie is asking how often she should deep condition. Um, it depends. It depends. When it comes to deep conditioning, there is um there are a lot of things that people don't know about deep conditioning. I, for one, my hair is fine. Those of you in Nigeria, you refer to this type of hair as Fulani hair. Okay, my hair is fragile. All right, because it's fragile, people with fine hair or fragile hair may not really need to deep condition their hair. Okay, so I deep condition less. I deep condition like every once a month. Like I usually wash my hair twice a month. Okay, so I just deep condition my hair once a month. I wash my hair twice a month. When I'm not deep conditioning, I use my rinse out conditioner as my pre-poo, so that it can help me, it can help my hair to be manageable enough. Okay, what does deep conditioner do? They help your hair stay manageable enough. So if your hair is coarse, I advise you deep condition your hair every time you wash your hair. I can go 6 weeks without deep conditioning. Okay, because deep conditioners over process fragile hair. Okay, making it feel limp. If I deep condition my hair often, it's going to be, it will feel more weak. It will be very limp, and it will not be as thick as you're seeing it. Okay, so I deep condition less. All right, since I started practicing this, since I started doing this on my hair, I noticed thickness on my hair. So deep conditioners over process, because what deep conditioner does is to add moisture to your hair, and can be able to comb your hair freely, and then do whatever you have to do to your hair freely. So I advise, if your hair, okay, if your hair is coarse, I advise you deep condition every time you shampoo your hair. Some people shampoo their hair weekly, but I don't advise that. That's too much for the hair. Okay, some shampoos are made with sulfates, and then that can strip your hair of the sebum. Okay, sebum is actually the natural oil that helps your hair to thrive. Okay, so shampoo your hair every week, I don't advise that. Rather, if you feel your hair, your scalp is inflamed or your scalp is itchy, I rather you dilute 1 part apple cider vinegar in 2 parts of water, and then use your cotton pad to clean your scalp. But if you, that can help you, okay, um minimize maybe build up and relieve you of itchy scalp. Okay, so I don't advise shampooing your hair every week. That's too much for the hair. Okay, so you can either shampoo twice a month, or maybe every 3 weeks. Okay, or you can do once a month. Okay, when you're not shampooing, at least when you're not shampooing the like every 2 weeks, the second week, just clean your scalp, moisturize your hair, it's still okay. You can shampoo at least one, because too much manipulation is not good for the hair. Too much comb, every time you're combing your hair, you're losing hair. You shampoo, you comb your hair, you deep condition, you comb your hair, you moisturize, you comb your hair. That's too much for the hair. Then next week you start again. So I advise you shampoo your hair at least twice a month. So you can go once a month, you can do once a month, or you can do once a month, and then every 2 weeks, maybe the second week, you can clean your scalp. I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain. Okay, so deep conditioning, I advise you deep condition based on your hair type. Like if you have fragile hair like me, I advise you deep condition less. People with this hair type may not really never really need to deep condition their hair. Okay, so you deep condition less. Then if you have coarse hair, I advise you deep condition your hair more often. Like every time you shampoo your hair, make sure you deep condition your hair to replenish moisture. So people feel that deep conditioning, if they don't deep condition, maybe they are not doing something right, especially if your hair is fine hair. Deep conditioners over process this hair type. If you have fine hair and need your hair to be thick, please deep condition less. I know a lot of people don't know about this. How do you know if your hair is fine? That's story for another day. So we are going to schedule another live and then speak about this. Hi Simbi, thank you for joining the live. Please thumbs up this live if you're just joining. I hope I've answered your question, Gracie. So maybe on my next live, if I get more comments from you all watching this, asking me to expatiate on the fine hair, how to know if you've got fine hair, then I will come on live again maybe any of these days and then explain how to know if your hair is fine or coarse. Okay, so that's basically it. We have how there are different ways we should treat our hair. Okay, so if I deep condition my hair every wash day, it's going to start feeling weak, and then it will not be this thick, it will not have this bounce. Okay, so that's it for today's live. I don't know if any of you have got any question for me before I go. Some of you that may be watching the replay, please do not forget to ask me questions. I love answering your questions. Okay, so since I'm not getting any question, I might just end the live stream Do have a good night rest for those of you in Africa, in Nigeria, and then nice day ahead for those of you in the diaspora. So, bye.